The Boys Season 4 has already shown signs of being just as chaotic and brutal as the fans expected, and while we're only into the 4th episode so far, there are enough indications that the narrative will not shy away from some shocking twists. A bizarre fan theory doing the rounds is the potential comeback of an infamous character who's presumed dead in the show, Stormfront. This extremist Supe had her Nazi ties exposed and eventually committed suicide, but the fact that her death took place off-screen means that it wouldn't be impossible to bring her back. In this video, we'll probe further into the chances of this surprise appearance and explore the situation where Stormfront is still alive. Before we go into our explanation, we have a small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. How did Stormfront fall from grace and end up dead? The introduction of Stormfront into the Seven was a major moment in Vough's history, and she soon proved her skills to manipulate the people around her. It took some time for Homelander to discover her Nazi origins, and he also realized that Stormfront was actually on his side. However, tragedy struck when Stormfront cornered Ryan and Becky after the boys failed to hold her down. Seeing his mother threatened, Ryan used his powerful lasers on her, which accidentally killed Becky. Stormfront was burnt to a crisp and left surviving on life support following her fatal injuries. Later in Season 3, Stormfront apparently killed herself because her dream of an army of Supe extremists seemed to fail. On Homelander's birthday, he was shocked to find out from television news that Stormfront had passed away, and he watched her being taken away in a body bag. Was her secretive death a ploy to bring her back? Given how graphic and violent the show can get, The Boys rarely shies away from on-screen deaths. Stormfront has been quite a significant character, and it's a bit surprising that the showrunners didn't want a decisive death for her. The scene which shows her being carried in a body bag after her death can be a nice way to change the narrative to some extent. It can be such that someone else was in the bag, and Stormfront was taken away by Vought for safety. Probably to keep as a safety net for the time when Homelander starts to malfunction and goes rogue. Stormfront has an impressive regenerative ability as a Supe, and although the damage done to her by Ryan's laser-powered heat vision was significant, there's always a chance that she can recover completely and return back to her original self. Eric Kripke has a thing for Stormfront. The showrunner of The Boys, Eric Kripke, has admitted that he has a soft spot for the character of Stormfront. The villainous Supe, played by Aya Cash, was left for dead at the end of Season 2, after Ryan's violent attack, and even the actress wasn't told by Eric Kripke that the character would be brought back briefly for Season 3. Eric Kripke revealed in an earlier interview that he desperately wanted the character to feature in Season 3, and we can't rule out something similar happening in Season 4 as well. Stormfront is one of the rare characters in the show who's not black and white and has no righteousness about her whatsoever. She's what you can call pure evil, and given how things have spiraled out of control over the last few episodes, she might just make things worse with a comeback. What is Stormfront is a well-kept Vought secret. There are not too many people who can control Homelander and make him obey orders, but Stormfront always had her way with him. The higher officials at Vought might have noticed her abilities, and they could have taken her away from the limelight and allowed her time to recover. Currently, she's simply a secret card held by Vought that can be unleashed at the right time. Homelander is showing signs of doing whatever he wants, and his motives don't necessarily align with Vought any longer. Under such circumstances, the return of someone like Stormfront can be a great strategic move, and it would be even smarter if they bring her back in a new avatar. Stormfront can look and sound very different, and she can come up with a whole new identity in order to confuse the masses. Of course, Vought cannot afford to have an extremist Nazi sympathizer openly among its ranks. Will she rejoin Homelander if she's back? Stormfront and Homelander shared a unique and disturbing relationship, and the image of a nearly dead Stormfront jacking off Homelander with her one good arm is something that we cannot forget anytime soon. However, we also know that Homelander doesn't take being abandoned too well. He's rarely attached to people, and when he is, he doesn't appreciate being left alone. Stormfront killed herself on his birthday, and it was a traumatic moment for Homelander to learn about her supposed suicide on television. So far in Season 4, we've seen Homelander settling his grudges in violent ways, and we wonder if Stormfront will be at the wrong end of his temper tantrums if she's reintroduced to the show. But it's also worth noting that her manipulating skills are second to none, and it wouldn't be too long before she wields her magic over a fanatic like Homelander very quickly. It remains to be seen how Sister Sage reacts, because Stormfront is someone who likes to call the shots, and Sage has taken over that role as of now. Can her return create a rift between Ryan and Homelander? Things are not perfect between Ryan and Homelander as of late, and the father-son duo has had their moments of conflict. Ever since Ryan has learned about Butcher's fatal health condition, he's been sympathetic, and it hasn't gone down well with Homelander. On the other hand, the twisted Supe wants his son to become just like him, and does everything to set the stage up for him similarly. The young boy is traumatized by the gimmicks, and after accidentally killing someone during one of the fake rescue shoots, Ryan doesn't even want to go back into the game. Meanwhile, Butcher is convincing forcing him to abandon Homelander, and he already has plans to get Ryan away from the Supe leader. In such a situation, Stormfront's return can hold a lot of meaning for the upcoming narrative. If she aligns with Homelander once again, and Ryan learns about her presence, he'll be pushed further away from his father. He surely hasn't forgotten how his mother was accidentally killed because of Stormfront, and we expect him to act with sufficient force and hate if she's back. This can be the ideal catalyst to create a wedge between Homelander and Ryan, and it will actually be beneficial for the boys because as of now, only Ryan seems to be capable enough of killing Homelander one day. Could Stormfront be involved in a conspiracy with Stan Edgar? Stormfront is not the only one who fell from grace and went from being a supreme Vought product to an unwanted entity. Stan Edgar suffered similar consequences after Victoria Newman sold him out in order to protect herself. If Stormfront's comeback story is introduced, it will also be a nice opportunity to bring back Stan Edgar, and the two outcasts can join forces to come up with a new strategy for Vought to grow and prosper. We're probably thinking a bit too out of the box here, but such a premise would set up the upcoming episodes perfectly. Besides, with the 5th season already confirmed, you can have enough complications left in the plot to make for many more unforgettable episodes. Marvelous Verdict, a bizarre but convincing fan theory. Fan theories do not have a great success rate historically, but they do offer some interesting insights to the narrative. The theory of Stormfront making a comeback is quite outrageous, and we have to admit that the probability of such a thing happening is not too high. That being said, from the discussion above, we have to agree that the theory has a lot of substance, and the story can work out quite nicely if something like this does happen. You don't have to believe in the theory wholeheartedly, but at least now you'll not be completely surprised if you see this materializing going ahead in the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below on this incredible fan theory about Stormfront. Also, tell us which other character you'd love to make a comeback in the remaining bits of the show. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!